Hey everyone, this is Coach MirandaMiner at meron akong nilalabas na video ngayon. Ito yung abridged version or simplified version kung ano ba yung problema ni Cardano today, and I'd like you to learn on this. I made it super simplified para hindi mo na maranasan yung nosebleed from a rocket scientist like Charles Hoskinson. No? Sa maraming hindi nakakaalam, gumawa siya ng video, almost an hour and a half yata na video, na ganito yung lumabas sa kanyang working output or whiteboard niya. No? So, diniscuss niya in very detail. So, hindi mo na kailangan panoorin yan. I'm going to discuss it with you in a very simplified manner na hindi rocket scientist model. Alright? I'll discuss it with you in a very simplified manner para maunawaan mo bakit nagkaroon ng FUD ngayon sa ADA and what do you need to go on? Ano ba yung kailangan mo i-consider bilang isang trader, bilang isang investor? Are you still going to trust ADA after kong sabihin sa'yo kung ano yung pinaka-problema niya? Okay, so let's all go dive into the discussion of the business pain point. Okay, so this is the big screen of Charles. So basically, I'd like to discuss with you in a very simplified manner. Okay, let's all move on. All right. So si Cardano, in a very high level, meron siyang tinatawag na two major terminologies, no? At meron siyang dalawang terminologies that are called Cardano Settlement Layer at Cardano Control Layer. Bawat isang Cardano Settlement Layer, o yung pinaka-main level niya, Cardano Settlement Layer, meron tatlong subcomponents yan. It's called Cardano Control Layer, okay? CCL1, CCL2, CCL3. At lahat ng yan naka-angkla doon sa major CSL main. Okay. Now, bawat isang, you call these are all Cardano control layers. Of course, meron silang, if you're a developer, you know what I'm trying to say. No? You will do your design thinking, UI, UX, the whole 9 yards para maayos yung deployment ng current as-is na Cardano. But all of you are now aware that Cardano is moving into a blockchain platform. Para magawa nila yon, they need to have several hard forks na kailangan nilang gawin and a deployment blockchain called mainnet para ma-deploy nila yung smart contracts nila. Now, you need to remember, bawat CCL, CCL1, CCL2, CCL3, meron sila kanya-kanyang protocols. YELE, Catalyst, and EVM. Alright. Now, if you make a change sa isang particular na cryptocurrency mo, sabi ko sa inyo before, merong hard fork on a particular blockchain development na yon. In this case, they don't have no hard fork yet because they're still developing their blockchain within the blockchain. They're currently developing a blockchain. Now, of course, ang gagawin ni ADA, they will either work with an existing model. Either you go with the Bitcoin model or you go with the Ethereum model. All right. Now, kasi available na sila and they're the top 1 and top 2. Now, kapag gumawa ka ng isang program, either way, one of the protocols would get angry. No, if you make a development and you pattern it with the EVM protocol, the other two will not be happy. No? And why do I say so? No? Why do I say so? In the Bitcoin model, they have what they call the UTXO model. All right? The UTXO model, or the unspent transaction model. Okay? Wherein, from a Bitcoin perspective, ito yung local version. Ito yung local version, no, localized version. I will further deeper dive into that. And then yung account model, which Ethereum does, it's the globalized version. Globalized version, no? So, sobrang laki, no? Sobrang laki ng ang daming pros and cons from a developer perspective. Sinasabi ni Charles Hoskinson, no? The Bitcoin model, because it is local, no? It is local model, there's more determinism, no? Kapag global model, there's more of trust, no? Non-determinisms or NDs. Let's further deep dive into ano ba yung difference ng dalawa, no? And where does Cardano modeled its current model na nagkaroon ng potential issue. Okay? Alright. So the current model, okay, yung current model natin na UTXO model na ginagamit ni Bitcoin versus the account model. Sa UTXO model, you will notice that there is a directed graph of assets between users. No? Between users. Account model, okay, in a very simplified manner, para hindi ka maguluhan, let me do this version for you instead. This one. Okay. The UTXO model, it's like cash-like. No? Kaya mabagal yung kanyang transactions per second because it operates like it's cash. You know, if there is something na binayad mo, may makukuha kang transaction or kapalit. If you pay, let's say $10, you will get a transaction or you will get something worth $10. In the account model, okay, meron tayong tinatawag na mga ability to do multi-transactions that are global. You could do swapping, you could do AMMs, you could do this DEXs, you could do DeFis, you could do many things within the particular blockchain. Okay? However, ang problema doon, parang kumbaga account model Visa-like, no? Visa-like. Kasi if transactions to transactions, you could actually have multiple balances between Alice, Bob, and Eve. You could actually do multiple transactions at the same time, while maintaining that within the particular balance sheet, meron tatlong nagmamay-ari. In this case, in the model cash-like model, there's only one person that owns, the particular contract. No? Babayaran ka, ito yung bayad sa'yo, while in the account model Visa-like, you could actually, do multiple transactions, different owners, different transactions, different subsets, etc., etc., etc. On a side note, medyo, ayun yung nagpapahirap ngayon sa Ethereum 2.0 because Ethereum 1.0 itself is already globalized and really complicated na. Ngayon, sabi ng mga UTXO model fanatics, sabi nila, may problema ang account model kasi every transaction must be sequenced and processed in some order. Number 2, as a consequence of the account model, ordering of transactions matters, which fundamentally gives the entity ordering the transactions a lot of power. Dito lumalabas yung pag nauna ka umorder, you have lower gas fees. No? You have the power, to handle the transactions and dictate the tempo of the succeeding transactions. Now, the third is fundamentally requires a lot of determinisms, thus demands greater trust. Meaning, kailangan ng mas malaking trust kasi ini-expect mo na at one point, kikilos yung second order, ina-assume na ng third order na meron na magsi-second order, right? And ina-assume na ng fourth order na meron na ng third order na may execute. That's the price na siniset na sa fourth order, third order, so on and so forth. There is sacrifice of determinism. Unlike sa UTXO model, it's cash-like. Okay? I process something, you pay me equivalent to whatever is the transaction. All right? Now, what is the next potential problem? Okay, sabi ni UTXO, no, we're better. Pero teka lang, ang bagal mo naman kasi UTXO, we're gonna be doing the account model. So what does Cardano followed? Okay? Okay, let's move on. So, because meron tayong tinatawag na global model or yung tinatawag na account model, no, of accounting, sabi ko nga, yung UTXO or unspent transactions output model ni Bitcoin, mabagal. So people are using the Ethereum model, which is your account model, no? The multi ability to process transactions at the same time. Kaya nga mas mabilis siya, no? Now, ang problema, pag gumagamit ka ng dApps or multi-transactions, meron kang non-determinisms, may lumalabas na tatlong major terminologies dyan. One is concurrency, parallelism, and contention. Okay. Concurrency is the ability for multiple actors to make progress in one task without interfering with each other. Ibig sabihin, for example, meron kang tagaluto sa kitchen, meron kang isang chef. Pwede niyang gamitin ang multitasking, okay, without interfering with each other. Magluluto ko ng adobo, I have all of my ingredients, I can actually do the same tasks without getting interference with each other. Okay. Ang parallelism naman is the ability for multiple actors to make progress on a task at the same time without interfering with each other. Ibig sabihin nun, if I have two chefs, If I have two chefs in two different kitchen, they can execute the same tasks without interfering with each other. Contention is when multiple actors in one kitchen are already interfering. Multiple chefs in one kitchen already interfering with each other. Itong terms na to, lumalabas ito doon sa ating account model setup, which Ethereum is currently doing today. Kaya nga, in this case, sobrang tagal ng Ethereum 2.0 because Ethereum 1.0 is already a big discussion point. Okay, that explains why marami minsan mataas ang gas fee, etc. Because meron kang mga consequences of ordering transactions. Pag nauna ka, pangalawa ka, pangatlo ka, pang-apat ka, if nauna ka, you dictate the tempo. Hindi ko na di-discuss yung MEV kasi lumalabas yan sa mga minero, no? Alright, lumalabas yan in terms of dictating how much mining value are you going to get or incentives kung mauna ka makabuo ng chain or whatsoever. Okay, next. So, ano yung misconception ngayon? Oh, because si Ada ginaya si Bitcoin, they are now using the expanded or extended UTXO, no? UTXO is the model of Bitcoin and Cardano is now adding letter E. They call it extended UTXO. Sabi ngayon ng mga fanatics ng Ethereum, syempre number 3 na si Cardano. Sabi nila, oh, Cardano is flawed because you could only process transaction 1 per block. Second misconception, only one user can interact with one smart contract per block per transaction. Parang Bitcoin. No? Number 3, the only way to solve this is through centralization. Another misconception. Okay? So the whole past 2 to 3 days have been, debugged with a lot of FUD in the market. Ang dami nagpakalat ng bad PR. Kaya bumagsak si Cardano from 3.01 to 2.82, 2.81, and it's actually right now trying to climb at 2.88, 2.9. Bakit? Ang daming FUDs. People are saying, no, Cardano will not evolve because they're actually modeled on the UTXO model. Marami na po nagsulat an article on what could be the solutions. Right? It is unacceptable discussion. Sabi nga ng mahabang discussion kanina ni Charles Hoskinson. It is a known fact, no, that they have they're now actually trying to work on. No? Sabi nga niya dun, in a very simplest manner, if you wanted to develop a ready now, a ready now blockchain, you need to sacrifice time. No, and of course they have time within their own within their radar. Kailangan nilang gumawa ng paraan to at least do a little bit of something on a faster way of time. A little bit of an account model and a UTXO model in a faster time frame. So sa sobrang dami ng FUD, nag-release siya ngayon ng important update, no, sa Twitter. Nakaka-release lang niya yan, no. There is an ongoing thread on concurrency on the extended UTXO model because people are claiming that you could only process one transaction per block. And sinasabi niya they are very dishonest and incompetent. All right? So, that is the major hurrah. Kaya bumagsak yung Cardano nila. Now, what is my point? What is my point here? I think this is a matter of people trying to do FUD because they want to enter. Okay? For me, I still believe that a 3.0 is underpriced at this point. And if I look into the sobrang laking market capitalization ni Cardano of almost $92 billion, I think we're talking about a very small amount of increase. Napaka-insignificant, no? From 2.9 to 2.81. And for me, I'm very bullish on Cardano because I think Cardano is very underpriced at this point. No, now, they need to fix this phenomena. They need to fix this FUD. But without all of this, no, at this point, or even with this at this point, I think it's still underpriced. Now, siguro ang payo ko sa'yo bilang trader, do not be extremely aggressive. Huwag mo gamitan ng 125x. No, because, FUD like this can happen, but directionally, the value of the coin can still go even higher. It will just take time because there's a FUD that's going on and they're trying to debuff this at this point. No? They're trying to debuff because, sabi nga niya, at some point, kailangan kong pumili. There's time element and I need to do a little bit of something to execute my blockchain discussion, guys. yes, you launch a blockchain, right? Yes, it's limited transactions at this point, no? And they're working on it right now. But man, it's still a blockchain. Look at Solana, they have their own blockchain. Look at the price right now. Look at the top two coins, they have their own blockchain. No? And look at what's happening with the price. Yeah, assuming na si Bitcoin ang finalo niyang model, so what gives? Look at the price of Bitcoin today. Right? Look at the price of Bitcoin today. So I hope nakatulong sa itong simplified version ni Coach MirandaMiner, and ano ba yung kanyang perspective in terms of the price today. And please keep yourself tuned in sa mga simplified explanations like this para hindi ka naman nosebleed sa mga other interpretations. And I hope nakatulong sa ito today, and I hope that you stay safe and good night. Thank you.